G'day mates, today I turn Lord Commander Bastian Carthalos into an inquisitor for Warhammer 40k. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armory. Let's get started. So I start by removing a lot of the Stormcast iconography off the model, particularly on those two little round disc shield things on his armour, and changing some of the trim around on his side plates or hip skirt armour things. I come in and remove the top off the back arch and flatten it down to try and get it square so that I can mount an inquisitorial icon on there, and then come in and do just that after making sure the piece is actually square. And then I start on shaving out the details, because I want to get rid of the original Stormcast lettering to replace it with indent sculpted lettering. Now, I'd love to have the Skeltus sculpt in the Grey Knight style iconography, but I'm not that good. I also swap out the shoulders, carefully modifying the actual shoulders to have, instead of having the Stormcast pauldrons, I put on a pair of Sternguard Aquila pauldrons, because I just like the look of it. And I then modify the cape up, take off the Stormcast iconography, and adjust the cape until I can get it to actually sit on the body, because it didn't want to sit properly through just friction, as was advised on the instructions of the model. I remove the original head and come in and trim up a Grey Knight head to use for it, but I'll eventually go and use an older Grey Knight head that I had available, just because I didn't want to destroy a newer head, making sure it fitted. And then you see me coming through and removing some of the iconography off the shins and off those hip plates. Now I start on the plasticard work for the hammer and build it up so that I actually have a shell that goes around it. Now, I originally had thought to make it like Inquisitor Cotiez's, but I was like, okay, this model's going to be too big for Cotiez, so I'm just going to make it its own thing. And yeah, later on, the transfers from the Arbites kit, of all things, come in with the clutch with a pair of white Aquilas. Now, I am building up the structure and shell on it, and I do come in and so as I go through shaving off the details and constructing others for the model, my lore for this Inquisitor is that he started out as a Space Marine and ended up being recruited by an Inquisitor after proving himself particularly adept at killing demons. Eventually, he became an Inquisitor. Now, I show off here some green stuff work that I've done on it, just with liquid green stuff. I hate the stuff, but it's useful. But that isn't the last green stuff work I do on this. With that work done, I can continue on actually adding in the rest of the details onto the model. So I drill out the barrel of a bolt pistol and attach it on. Now I'll probably use the rules for Cotiez for this model, but that means I'll have to make a bird. Maybe tune in next month. Now I add a purity seal onto the bolt pistol after attaching it. I modify an old Grey Knight's head to work on the model a bit better, and just keep adding adding details around the model. Now I added a book on the back of his cloak, and I took the hand of the hammer off so that I could. Well, I took the hammer off the arm so I could work on it, and after doing another pass with green stuff, I added in the fabric folds for the cape and smoothed out the edges and joined them to pieces, and added some iconography around the vambraces and knee and shin guards, and so we are done. Now I've done as good a paint job as time can afford, as I can't have something big coming up this weekend for me, but yeah, the model I've painted up to partly inspired off some art I saw of Cotiez painted in red instead of in gold, and I really liked the idea, so I went with it. And like, we've got the brown leather, I'm not sure brown leather cape, actually, skirt, cloak thing. Well, actually, no, the term is camo, I think. Works all that well, but the deep burgundy of his actual cape works. The Grey Knight icon works well. But yes, now I had attempted to sculpt in Holy Writ on the top and Law Kill on his side skirt things with the 1L kill. But yeah, so in terms of scale, he is huge. Like, he's Greyfax. He's way out of scale. Here's Headless Draxus. I really need to sort out a new head for that model. And here's an Ogren. Well, an Ogren Commissar, formerly from the Black Powder Buccaneers. Like, he dwarfs that. So, like, an alternative use for this sculpt would be for a Custodes. He's kind of Custodes size. Or Grey Knight. Chapter Master rank character. Like, he's huge. And I look forward to running it with a Inquisition army at some point. Do you want to see me do more Inquisitor conversions down the track? I have a few other ideas. One involving Monty Python inspired Inquisitors. But yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and for those who like cosplay, things are about to get costumey.